And we want to thank you all for staying up late with us. We have a great program, and let's kick it off tonight with our great guest. Welcome to The Factor Uncensored, where we guarantee to give you the weird and unusual. And tonight, we won't disappoint, thanks to photographer John Starling, who came up with this idea. We take you to Rio de Janeiro. Look at the video. Pay attention now. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, for the foolishness. Police say a 42-year-old woman named Erica de Souza walked into a bank pushing the body of a dead man. It was in a wheelchair. Souza could be seen using the lifeless body like a puppet. She attempted to nod the guy's head and make it appear as if he were signing approval for a $3,200 bank withdrawal. The man is dead. Employees didn't fall for the antics. They got suspicious when the man wasn't breathing, and he happens to be pale. Souza was arrested, and now she's added to our batch of crazy-ass criminals. Joining us to talk about it tonight, comedian Ashley Henderson, Waller County Constable Herschel Smith, along with defense attorney and former Harris County prosecutor Bayoji Akingbola. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. How quick would you arrest her ass?
Real fast, real fast.
Seeing some foolish, this is just mind-blowing.
Yeah. Mind-blowing.
Your thoughts when you saw this video?
Oh, you know, the song hit me, The Love of Money. The Love of Money, man. It was just, you know, just watching, I said, man, she got to be real crazy. Got to be real crazy to do something like that. Had some guts, and, you know, it just a lot of things hit my mind when I saw that. I said, well, was she taking money from the man, trying to get a last little hit before
and that's what I want to know. What happened? Did they know each other before he died? Did she realize he had money in his bank account and she said, well, his ass is dead now, let me go get it?
Right, right. Sound like the caretakers, the way the caretakers taking advantage of some of the seniors that they work for, you know. And so that over a period of time, you know, they continually do this stuff. And then, you know, they'd be addicted to it. And so this seemed like a lady that done it before.
All right. Bayoji, looking at this, your thoughts about this?
Well, you know, I'm a criminal defense attorney, so I never like to assume someone's guilt. As obviously
even though you've seen her roll his ass in there, like, you want this money out, right? Yes.
Well, you know,
sign this note, right?
Doing some research, it appears that she was actually related to this decedent. She claims that was his uncle, right? And so, so many questions.
But does that make it right?
No, absolutely not. But there's a lot of questions that come to mind. You know, for instance, at what time did this person die? She claims that he was alive, having come into the bank and at some point died, right? And we got to look into that. We can't just assume that she's guilty.
Isn't this guy a great criminal defense attorney?
Well, look, at the end of the day, right, if you can't mitigate, you know, because, you know, the fallen nature of man, we all fall short, right? But for the grace of God, if we're pushed at our limits, we may do something inhumane. And so it begs the question, was she, you know, shocked at his death? Did she have mental health issues? Is she indigent? So at the end of the day, as a defense attorney, I would like to, you know, try to appeal to people's sense of humanity and say, you know, this might be a difference maker between going to prison and maybe getting probation if there's some mitigating issues as to why she may have done something like this.
All right. Ashley,
I need him for my toll fees.
Mitigating issues that she may have done something like that?
Man, I honestly just feel like, you know what, she was smart about it. She's like, he can't use it no way. I might as well just, you know, I've been taking care of him all this time. This is the Diary of a Mad Black Woman, part 2. Like, instead of the tub, it's the bank. You know what I'm saying? That's how
Bernie's,
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying it's okay. You know what I'm saying? My condolences to him and his family. However, at the same time, you know, what are you gonna do with it?
Right.
Were any of you shocked at the way she was trying to motion his body and make him sign the paperwork and he was dead?
I thought that was huge.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was just too crazy. Just to look at someone attempting to make a dead man sign, you know.
Yeah, I don't even want to pick up a dead fly without tissue.
Plain devil's advocate. If that's
Here comes
really,
the defense attorney again.
If that's really her uncle, you know, perhaps there's some shock there. She doesn't want to believe that he's dead. They had main plans from the beginning to go to withdraw some money from the bank, and now that this is happening, she just can't accept the reality of his death.
Boy, you are good.
That is good.
You are
that is good. That's good. I'm not. I'll be honest. When my grandma passed, you know, I thought about putting some stuff in her name. I thought about it. I didn't do it. I didn't have her sign anything. But I thought about it. So I understand.
You might need me.
I need
But in America, guys, what kind of charges, criminal charges, would you face if you did something like this? And as Ashley said, put someone in someone else's name, put accounts in someone else's name if they've passed.
Well, she was actually charged with 2 crimes, one being fraud and the other being abuse of corpse.
Cool.
And so fraud is if you use any kind of deceit to obtain possession of money. Right?
Would we mirror the same criminal charges here in America?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And then abuse of corpse is if you use a dead body, transport it, fool around with it without the legal authority to do so. So that's what she's facing, and it'll likely be the same charges here in Texas as well.
And of course, I think the only thing that could give her some grace if there are actual mental
We all
issues
need
going
grace.
on.
Praise
And
God.
or if there's proof, I mean, if they have any type of proof that he may have passed away in the bank, like she said, would
Right.
that help her? Would that help her?
My question is, did he have rigor mortis? Because if he didn't have rigor
Yeah,
mortis,
he was still
that would
very,
indicate that he recently died, right?
yeah,
So it begs the
meaning
question,
rigor
when did
mortis
he
meaning
die?
he was stiff.
Exactly.
And he
Exactly.
wasn't very stiff.
Exactly.
So, I mean, from that door.
So not.
I
I mean,
That
it's
was
possible. I mean, that's a wild story, but it's possible. Anything is possible.
You
See,
never know.
I got one jury on my
See,
I'm trying to hire you through a relationship.
so Constable, your thoughts when you see something like this? Same mirrored criminal charges in Brazil would be
same
here.
thing. It's, you know, it's a crazy scene. It's a crazy scene. You know, anybody who had to work that, you know, they got to make sure that maybe going back to what she was saying, he probably died before that, possible, but only they can tell, you know, by the autopsy how long he's been dead.
All right, so they need to hire you, right?
Hey, I need to get my license in
You
Brazil
need
first.
to fly to Brazil and handle this case. Thank you all for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. Still ahead.